Hey guys, it's Sheep the Wise, and this is Vader's Lair.
Join me. Together, we can rule the galaxy.
I am the Senate.
I just got done watching episode 6 of The Bad Batch, and it was alright. It was alright. I had hope. I have hope now, you know? I definitely feel like I think a lot of the fans do, with how waiting a week for these 20-25 minute episodes just feels like forever, and it almost, I don't want to say it doesn't feel worth it, because I know in the end this is all going to pay off. Dave Filoni is very old school at times, and outside of The Mandalorian, which Jon Favreau helped, obviously was a co-creator of with him, all of his stories have kind of started off slow. And I think a big reason of that is he takes his time to develop the characters, develop the story around them, even though episodes might feel meaningless at times or less significant than other episodes. Each episode is unique in its own right. And while this episode maybe was a little bit underwhelming, and a lot of the other episodes have been a little bit underwhelming too, we got some big implications in this one. We've gotten implications in some of the other ones. Just little tiny hints here and there. And I know that they're all going to pay off. So first off, episode 6 was titled Decommissioned. And in this episode, we see the decommissioning of battle droids. This is something, as a Star Wars fan, I honestly never thought we would see on screen. It's really interesting to see too. I doubt the Empire has really been established more than maybe a few weeks, and it seems like they already are so far into the progress, and things are just moving so fast. The droids are already destroyed, being decommissioned. Obviously we know that the Kaminoans and the clones are already becoming part of the Empire. And yeah, just seeing these droids be decommissioned and destroyed in this factory was something that was very interesting to me in an episode that felt a little underwhelming. Now obviously we got the Martez Sisters in this episode, and I gotta say, when I first saw Rafa, the first Martez sister, I was really hoping it was Boba, because it was just a really quick scene of her running and grabbing the tactical droid's head. But you know, everybody fanboy dreams sometimes, and I definitely still think that Boba could be in our future in the Bad Batch. I will say too that I was not a big fan of the Martez sisters in the Clone Wars. I didn't really like their arc that much, but it does appear that in the Clone Wars and now in Bad Batch, Dave has used them really well to progress the main protagonists of the stories. Ahsoka got an outside perspective from them on what the Jedi Order was really like to people that weren't part of it. And now we see the Bad Batch get perspective on doing good and doing the right thing in the galaxy now that they don't really have a position in it. I don't know, I'm still not a huge fan of these characters, but there is something cool and a little bit poetic of these street rats from Coruscant teaching our main protagonist very valuable lessons. It also ties in back to what we saw from Saw back in episode 1, where he kind of told them they had to choose a side, and they're continuing to choose the side of doing the right thing, at least from their perspective. Now another thing we saw in this episode was Wrecker's headache getting what seemed like a lot worse. I'm also going to say it really seems like Wrecker is unstoppable. We've already seen this dude get shot up a couple times, and he just brushes it off, and within another 10 minutes he's back at it again. And he always runs into crazy situations, and I don't know, it just seems like with everything going on with his headaches and the crazy decisions that Wrecker already makes, it's probably bound for disaster for his character. I definitely feel like they have a lot to unpack in the second half of the season. The first half of the season has definitely been a lot of just character building or story building, but with things that can drive the story further down the line. Omega seemed kind of helpless in this episode. It didn't really seem like her perception was all that great in this episode, if I'm being honest. There's only really 2 scenes I can think of that really illustrated that she could have that. The first scene that could potentially still kind of hint to her heightened perception is the scene where she's in the bar, and when the two guys are betting over whether or not she's going to hit the target, that could be an indication to her heightened perception, as she apparently seemed to be doing alright, though I guess 3 for 12 isn't really all that great. And then the other scene that could potentially hint at this perception that I think she has is the Rafa scene where she's got the energy bow, or whatever we're going to call this bow. I don't remember what it's called right now. It's 1 a.m. Give me a break.
I'm too weak.
But yeah, in that scene, we see her kind of make a judgment call on Rafa. And of course, we know that Rafa is still a good person at heart. She's just looking out for her and her sister over everything else. In a way, Omega is the same way, as she's consistently tried to be a contributing member of the team of the Bad Batch, and somewhat of a good sister to her brothers, as they're all clones of the same person. The Echo joke they made was not that great of a joke. It fell a little flat for me. Now, I wouldn't say it's quite the your mom joke that Poe made in The Last Jedi, but it was definitely a Bad Batch dad joke. Now, obviously, the biggest part of this episode was that last scene that we get with Trace and Rafa, as Rafa tells the droid R7 to patch them through as they update an anonymous person through a hologram at the end of the episode. Now, my first thoughts when I saw the Martez sisters in this episode was we're getting Ahsoka. And then I was thinking more, and I thought maybe it will lead to Rex. And then when I just watched it over again and I heard the R7 droid, I was like, wait a second, R7? Now, if you don't remember, R7 is actually the astromech droid we see in the Clone Wars that belongs to Ahsoka Tano. Now, maybe Ahsoka might not even be in the show, and this is just an Easter egg. But I highly doubt that. We rarely get Easter eggs of Jedis. Every project that Dave Filoni has been a part of has had Ahsoka Tano in it. I highly doubt the way that the Clone Wars Season 7 ended, and the fact that we get Rex in the trailers, that Ahsoka will not be a part of this show at this point. I don't know. I'm very hyped by this end and the potential reveal, and the fact that we're just one episode away now from being at the middle of the season. The hype is real. If you guys think that the character could be someone other than Ahsoka, drop it in the comments and let me know who you think it is. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Oh, and one last thing before I go. 2 very big channel updates for you guys that care and have been watching and supporting me since the start over a month ago. The first one is, I hit 200 subscribers tonight, and I couldn't be more happy about it. You guys definitely keep me going and have tremendously helped me out. Vader's Lair would not exist without the fans or without Star Wars in general, so thank you all for watching and supporting my videos. The second thing I want to talk about is I have a big opportunity ahead of me. Josh from the Den of Nerds, if you've ever heard of them, has offered me the opportunity to run his Nerdventure watch parties for the next couple of weeks. So I'm going to be covering the Bad Batch over at the Den of Nerds Live, and I just think it's awesome. I can't wait to hang out with the Nerdventures. You guys are my peoples. You guys have helped Vader's Lair grow in the way that it has. So if you're not a Nerdventure already, go join the Nerdventures, and I'll catch you Friday. I cannot wait. I do think that it's possible Ahsoka could be on screen for when I'm doing the watch parties over there, and Josh is gonna get so mad. Anyway, smash that like button if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe for more awesome Star Wars content just like this. I'll catch you guys next time. May the Force be with you.